he told my people the same thing. He said, but 9 months later, he talks to the prosecution and now all of a sudden the story done changed. So I got a question for y'all. Why was it okay for y'all to hold on to what Kelsey said in September, even though she said she lied? But y'all don't want to hold on to what the fuck Sean Kelly said originally. That don't fit y'all narrative today. Oh. So, then they played the gunshots. Pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. He said, why was there a pause? Because it was a struggle. Because Tory was trying to stop Kelsey. He said, is this logical to you? Very logical, sir. They said, who has more of a motive? The man with the bruised ego or the bitch that just found out that a hoe was sleeping with her man? You decide. They said, why didn't Mr. Kelly say that Tory shot like he was crazy? And why didn't Megan ever tell y'all that? If he was flailing his arms around and just shooting all over everywhere, why didn't nobody say that at first? They said, does Sean Kelly have an interest in this case or does Megan? He said, let's talk about Megan Pete for a second. They said, if you decide that a witness purposely lied, you must throw all of that shit out. And we talked about this, before this case got started. If you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. If Megan ass gonna lie about one thing, what does it stop? That's the question. So he presented that to the courts and said, bitch, throw all of this shit out because she's not reliable. He outright said, Megan is a liar. And that is not misinformation at all. Lying asshole. Megan is a liar. He said Megan lied to Gail. Megan lied on national TV. Megan lied on Instagrams, bitch. He said Megan lied for 2.5 motherfucking years. He said Megan lied to everybody, buddy. He said, I asked about a fight when Megan was on the stand, and she ain't say nothing about a fight. He said they accused my client of beating Kelsey. He said, but where his charges at? He say, if Tory had beat Kelsey and they really felt like that was something that they could have a foundation for, why they ain't press charges against Tory for whooping her ass? They tried to throw them robbery charges up there. They threw that negligence charge up there. Why y'all didn't accuse him? Why y'all ain't giving no charges for that? Okay. He said, my client was trying to save the black woman y'all sitting up here talking about got hurt. Bitch, I wanted to slide down in that seat. Y'all remember the commercials about them telling us not to do drugs? Bitch, I say, damn, I could picture that shit. I said, bitch, you could have bought me for $1. What the hell is you talking about? He said, my client was trying to save the black woman. I said, oh, come on. He was giving it to him, bitch. He was selling it. He said, Sean Kelly and Megan have very different stories. He say, how in the hell did my client shoot 4 or 5 times when Kelsey shot first? Common sense, bitch. The gun was fired 5 times and they emptied that hoe. So that means it was only 5 bullets in it. If Kelsey started shooting first, how in the hell Tory shot all the shots? Per Sean Kelly. Not logical. Reasonable doubt. And so he said, why the pause? He said, I challenged Kathy Ty and them to get up here and explain why it wasn't a straight 5 shots and it was a pause. He said, my challenge stands. He said, why did Mr. Kelly say that Kelsey went to the car? He said, how can you believe anything that Megan or Kelsey says? He said, ain't that the definition of reasonable doubt? He said, EJ told y'all that he told Megan plenty of times that her wig was coming off and she didn't want to leave. He said, but even though she said that that's the reason why she left was because her wig was slipping, you didn't ever want to leave because your wig was slipping. So what the hell are you talking about? They said, y'all don't believe that she was jealous? They said, did they all leave together like Megan said? Because Kelsey and EJ said that they left the first time. Megan didn't acknowledge that they left before they was at the house. Megan said everybody left at one time. EJ was already gone. That's why she rode with Tory. And that they just all left that time. No. He said Kylie had to throw her ass out. And he said, what has Megan been truthful about? What? He was waiting on an answer. He said Megan said that she wasn't involved in the argument. He said Megan stopped at the bus stop, but she ain't tell y'all who told her to get back in and who convinced her to get back in.
I'll make sure y'all hit that subscribe
Even though
button.
Kelsey said that Tory got out damn at the same time and told her to get her dumb ass in the car because you are literally in a bikini with no shoes on at 4 o'clock in the morning in LA.
The jury has, the
like, what are you doing? This is nigger shit. This is just stupid shit.
We're gonna get a verdict.
So, he say, Megan said that she saw Tory shoot over the window and that she was walking towards the front. He said, well, everybody else said that she walked towards the back of the car. He said, was there a door that he would have been able to shoot over if Megan was walking towards the back of the car and he got out on the passenger side? That's a question. No. What would he be shooting over if she walking behind him? You have an answer for that? Okay. He said her own Instagram post said that she was facing the back. So she didn't see shit. And he said she said that in preliminary. Now y'all can pull up them transcripts. That's what she said. And she put it on Instagram. I was walking away facing the back. That's what she said. He said the blood trail. We know she bled in the driveway, but where did it start? We don't know. He said, what kind of investigation was this? They was using papers for placards. He said, she said that she never fought with Kelsey. He said Megan Pete took a damn oath and lied to y'all ass. I'm cussing, but that's basically what he said. He said, let's get into this dance bitch claim. He said, didn't nobody else hear that shit but Megan. He said, Sean Kelly ain't heard nothing like that, and he was right there. And Kelsey didn't hear nothing like that, but she was right there. He said Megan came up with that shit months later to explain why she turned around. And I said, damn, you good. So let's get into it. When Megan originally gave statements, she did not say anything about no damn dance bitch. That is not what
Tory
she
Lanez
said.
be found guilty
But by
or
the time
innocent.
other people done got involved, now she's saying he said dance bitch. That gave her a reason to turn around and to be able to say that she saw him. Because what reason would she have turned around for if she wouldn't have heard him say something? So the prosecution painted a picture that you had to throw that in and you lied to give you an excuse to be able to try to act like you saw that nigga when you really didn't. That's basically the implication. He said Megan came up with that shit months later to explain why she turned around. He said Megan was drunk and mad and aggressive. He said, damn, she might have lied the first day, but then she kept on lying. What was the reason for that? He said they want to accuse my client of bribery, but they ain't pressed no charges on that either. He said, what are charges on that? Well, as you know, let me go blow my nose. Hold on. He said, as you know, that shit got thrown out. Ain't no charges.
Tory Lanez. Prosecution has rested. The defense has rested. We should have a verdict tomorrow.
Okay. He said, ain't no damn charges for no bribery. So why is we talking about bribery? Ain't nobody proved that shit. And so he said, the apology came, and then he allegedly said, I'll give you $1 million. He said that was 4 days after the incident that she was talking to police. He said Megan got her ass up and said she didn't want to say nothing and she don't deal with police. And in our community, you know, people don't like snitches. But Megan, that's a misrepresentation because you had already talked to the police. He said she ain't, he said she accused Tory of posting shit or getting his team to post shit. And she said that's the reason why she said something. He said, but from July 12th to the 16th, which is when Megan finally said something, he said, ain't nobody produced nothing that Tory or his people said. So what the fuck is that at? If you only came out and said something because Tory people had said something, can you explain to us what the hell was said, Megan? Because we ain't seen a damn thing. Shade Room, do y'all have it? TMZ, y'all supposed to have every damn thing. Did an independent source get... No, I'm finna have to charge it. But yeah, I'm just like, bitch, what? And so he said when Megan initially was talking about what she felt and what was going on, she ain't said a damn thing about George Floyd. He said Megan also said that she didn't even know she was shot and she didn't want to make false allegations. How do you ever say that you didn't know you got shot and you don't want to make false allegations when you claim that you saw the person that shot you? Does that make sense? Child, these hoes giving me indigestion. I had to burp, excuse me. He said, why wasn't the interview with Megan recorded? They sitting all up on fucking phone lines. He said, y'all doing interviews with the main witness and y'all don't record y'all interactions. He said, what's up with that? He said, what was more newsworthy? Megan getting shot by Kelsey or Tory? Oh, he painted this picture that, bitch, it was profitable and it was more traction for Megan to say that Tory did it versus Kelsey. He said Megan got shot and that sucks, but to sit up and mislead people, that ain't okay. I said, I know that's right. He said it's been so bad for Megan But she's been winning Grammys, went #1, got all these deals and all this. He said, wow, what a horrible career after this situation. And see, we got to stop with the narratives. Y'all want to sit up here and pretend like Megan had to suffer so much after that shooting, like that shit did not propel the fuck out that girl. What planet do y'all be on? Is it Earth? I don't know. So he said Tory the one that suffered. He the one that had to go through being accused of a whole bunch of shit without y'all ever hearing what he had to say. His family done been motherfucking ridiculed and everything else without y'all hearing what he had to say. Then he said something so very important. He said, Megan said that she had nerve damage. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Megan said that? He said, but the doctor that operated on her, that the prosecution called up, said there was no nerve damage. And that's a fact because I told y'all last day. I wrote it down. Y'all can go read the transcripts. The doctor that helped with the fucking procedure said Megan had no damn nerve damage. So the physical therapy and the I can't walk and, you know, it's hard to talk and I got shot 2 times and I ate that shit. Bitch, we're confused. Okay, what's going on with that? He said Megan's career has skyrocketed. He said Megan came forward because her team told her to. He said probation. Tory was never on no damn probation. He said, is there any evidence of Tory being on probation? No. He said he had a situation and got a diversion. He said, but that shit was closed in 2017 and you would still have had to have gone to court to be put on probation. So that still wasn't a fucking truth. He said, why did Megan, oh damn, bitch, they poking my voodoo doll. My back got a damn pain in it real quick. Oh, bitch, quit fucking playing with me. So he said, why did Megan lie about a sexual relationship? He said Megan lied due to her image. He said, how would it have looked for them to report that she slept with Kelsey man and ended up getting shot? He said that wouldn't have been a good look for the hot girl. He said, let's talk about Kelsey and her damn immunity and invoking her 5th Amendment rights. He said if Kelsey had no reason to invoke them, why would the judge allow it? Get into it. He said, Kelsey said, I lied to protect myself. He said, yeah, she did after she found out that she had gunshot residue on her ass and a witness was about to say that she shot that damn girl. So then he said, Kelsey didn't want to talk to nobody for 2 years. But coincidentally, after she found out that she was going to be named as the motherfucking shooter, she ready to voluntarily talk to the prosecution. Yeah, okay. I said shit, okay. He said Kelsey said she was trying to free herself. He said she heard evidence and she wanted to remove herself from this shit, all right. He said let's go over use and transactional immunity and the definitions. Use immunity basically means that you can say something on the stand and it can't be used against you. But you can still perjure yourself, and if they, find enough evidence otherwise to convict you or something, they still can. Blanket immunity, transactional immunity, is complete immunity. You can get your ass up there and say, bitch, I shot the president, and they can't do nothing. That's blanket immunity. She did not get that. He said, why only use immunity? He said because with the gunshot residue and Sean Kelly's testimony, that could still have been used against her. He said, do you think that Kelsey would have got on that stand and said that she did anything when she could have still been prosecuted? He said, even though Kelsey got up there, he said when Kelsey did the interview in September, that was not evidence, that was not under oath. But he said Kelsey lied in that interview to appease people. But when she got on the stand, she had to tell the truth because she didn't want to perjure herself. And that's why she needed the protection. Logical shit to me. Why would Kelsey need it at all? Ask yourself. So anyway, he said if Kelsey was there for Megan and she didn't do nothing, why did she need so many lawyers? He said, what the hell was Kelsey worried about? He said the only person that changed their story was Mr. Kelly after he talked to the prosecution. And he said, and why didn't they mention Sean Kelly? Why wasn't he one of their witnesses? He said that audio wasn't no damn evidence. He said, but her testimony could have been perjury. He said Kelsey sat up and said that they bumped into one another, but she act like it wasn't no fight. Child, he said we were lying on some drunk hoes. Really? He said Megan was drunk, Kelsey was drunk. This is what we relying on. He said they was passed out drunk, Kelsey was, and they drank some more. He said, are these women credible? He said Megan lied, so y'all need to throw out all of her testimony. He said Megan ain't say nothing about backdooring Kelsey, but Kelsey said, yeah. Then he gonna say, bitch, I was weak. He said, I didn't want to say his name because I didn't want the media to run with it. He said, but Kelsey said, this ain't the first time you did this to me. You did this with Ben Simmons. He said Ben Simmons' name in court again today. I said, child, what is going on? He said, my client told him that he fucked them both and they got mad. I'm being more black and white with it. Obviously, he's not cursing in the courtroom and all that kind of shit since y'all take everything as a Bible. But, you know, that's what happened. And so he said, who got the motive? Like, who actually has the motive? He said, Tory only 5'2", Megan bigger, she 5'11". He said, and Sean saw the fight. He said, Tory didn't pull her hair out, Kelsey hair out. Megan, the witness, say he saw the women fighting and pulling hair. He said Kelsey sent that damn text message to Justin to set up an alibi. Because if she knew what she had done and she started that shit, then that would put her ahead of the game. He said Sean Kelly said that he saw a woman with the gun first. He said, let's talk about the damn jail call. He said they want y'all to believe that Tory apologized for shooting her, even though that's not what he said. And he said that he was being recorded. He said Tory knew he was being recorded. So why the fuck would he apologize to Kelsey if he shot Megan? He said the only thing he was really apologizing for was the fact that he should have never let the cat out the bag. That they was having sex. So he said we got to follow the law. All this damn circumstantial evidence. He said Kelsey already was gone from the damn police station when Tory talked to her. So what the fuck would he have been asking her for? Or trying to get information from her for, to try to stop her from talking to them. She was already done. He said Kelsey didn't go up there to the hospital as no good friend. He said she needed a ride from the station. So Jilly picked her up and Jilly was already going over there. So Kelsey went too. He said, baby, this ain't that. Kelsey wasn't that damn concerned him trying to take her ass up there. He said there was no statements about a shooting at that point. He said he was sorry to Kelsey for spilling the beans. And Megan was just mad about Kylie. He said the reason why Tory said that he was the one that was going to get backlash in a phone call was because he was the one that was in custody. Everybody else got let out. Who in the fuck else was going to get backlash but him? Duh. So then he brought up Officer Cabral. He said Officer Cabral, when I'm asking questions about shit, said that the clothing was unisex. He said, was bikinis and shit unisex? Do you really think that Tory ran bikinis and shit? And then so he said, and wasn't the bag already open? He said Cabral got up here and said Kelsey looked distraught, but didn't know nothing about how Tory was feeling, even though she was standing right in between them, and she's supposed to be paying attention to everything going on. Bitch, the prosecution said objection. I said, just lose in peace. Shut the fuck up. And so they said, you mean to tell me the officer ain't heard nothing from Tory? They said Tory also asked Megan if she was okay. But I guess they want to leave that part out too. Okay. They said, let's wrap up for the day and come back tomorrow. So that's where they stopped that at. And then that's when I found out that that lady Jody Little was like, oh no, I'm lying. Pause. The defense also said, I only got 2 minutes left and I'm going to come right back. I see the timer up. He said when Jody Little came up there, she wouldn't answer me. But when the prosecution got up there, she remembered exactly what they was talking about. He said, I showed Jody Little the damn lyrics from Bustin' Back, and she still played crazy. But when the prosecution asked her something she remembered, he said, y'all remember me saying, oh, you remember that, huh? And she laughed and said, yeah. Child, I say, yeah. He said, do you really think that she's neutral? And then that's when I found out that they had found Justin and they was trying to get him in the courtroom. He said, come back for the shit the next day, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And that's what happened today. This shit finna run out. I'll be right back.
Wow, this is a Netflix movie documentary on the way. Will Tory Lanez be found guilty? Will Tory Lanez be found innocent? All the evidence that they had and came out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, do all that. Because there's no game but tie game. Leave in the comments. Do you think Tory's going to be found guilty? Or do you think Tory's going to be found innocent? I want to hear what you have to say. Because it's been going crazy.